Hey everyone, I'm working to hit 1,000 subscribers and I need your help to get there. If you enjoy this content, please hit that subscribe button right now.
Hello Jays Nation. Stop scrolling for a moment, because sometimes the loudest stories in baseball whisper before they roar. While the rest of the league fixates on mega contracts and headline-grabbing signings, the Toronto Blue Jays have been quietly shaping the next chapter of their future. Over the past few hours, 3 developments have surfaced that may not all dominate the front page, but each carries the weight to tilt seasons, redefine careers, and alter how this roster looks sooner than many expect. Welcome back to your trusted home for calm analysis and honest excitement. Welcome back to the Blue Jays Report. Before we dive in, let me ask you something. If you truly care about what happens at the Rogers Center and beyond, if you want to stay ahead of the curve while the rest of the baseball world catches up, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the Blue Jays Report. It helps the channel grow, and it keeps you connected to every twist and turn of this Blue Jays journey. Now, let's get into it, because the first story feels like the kind of move championship teams quietly smile about months later. There is a certain romance in baseball's hidden gems, the players signed without fanfare, tucked away on back fields, waiting for their moment. On January 21, 2026, the Blue Jays announced a wave of international signings, and buried among those names was a 21-year-old right-hander who could end up being one of the steals of the entire off-season. His name is Yennis Morales, and the price Toronto paid to secure him barely registers on the balance sheet. $10,000. That is it. Loose change in modern baseball terms. In an era where 6-figure signing bonuses are considered modest, the Blue Jays brought in Morales for what amounts to pocket money, yet the tools he carries suggest something far more dangerous. Morales comes from Cuba, stands 6'3", weighs in at a powerful 230 pounds, and already throws a fastball that sits between 92 and 95 miles per hour. Let that sink in for a moment. 95. At 21. For $10,000. Baseball's value hunters should be paying very close attention. There is a reason scouts' ears perked up when this signing came through. According to respected insider Francis Romero, Morales is far more polished than the typical international flyer. His fastball explodes through the zone, and his physical frame hints at durability and growth rather than fragility. Even more intriguing is his bloodline. Morales is the nephew of Omar Luis Martinez, a Cuban pitching icon from the 1990s, a strikeout leader and Olympic champion who knew exactly how to dominate on the biggest stages. That kind of lineage often brings not just talent, but understanding, the mental sharpness that separates throwers from pitchers. What makes this signing even more fascinating is the timing. Trade rumors continue to swirl around the league, with whispers of the Blue Jays potentially moving an outfielder to secure another late-inning arm before spring training. Names like Carlos Estevez and Jojo Romero float in the background. Yet Morales represents something different, an internal solution with genuine upside. He is reportedly closer to being major league ready than most international seniors, and if development clicks, his rise through the system could be rapid. This may look like a footnote today, but do not be shocked if Yennis Morales becomes a name everyone is suddenly scrambling to pronounce by midsummer. If that storyline has you intrigued, do not forget to like and subscribe to the Blue Jays Report, because the next update brings emotion, history, and a glimpse into the future colliding all at once. Wednesday was one of those days that leaves a knot in your stomach as a fan. Seeing Bo Bichette step into a New York Mets jersey was always going to hurt, but the sting deepened when he explained his decision. Bichette spoke about winning being his priority, about choosing an organization he felt was fully committed to that goal. For a fan base still replaying the final outs of last season's World Series run, those words landed heavily. The Blue Jays were 2 outs away from a title, and the front office has already committed over $300 million this winter to strengthen the roster. The implication hurt, whether it was intended or not. But baseball rarely allows you to dwell. Almost immediately, Toronto responded, not with press statements, but with action. Within hours of Bichette's press conference, the Blue Jays made a move that felt symbolic and strategic all at once. Arjun Nimmala, the organization's number 3 overall prospect, received his invitation to Major League spring training. The future, it seems, has been asked to step closer. Nimmala's story is already remarkable. Drafted 20th overall in 2023 out of Strawberry Crest High School in Florida, he became the highest drafted first-generation Indian-American player in the history of any major American sport. The Blue Jays backed that belief with a $3 million signing bonus, a statement of confidence rarely given lightly. Now, just 2 full minor league seasons later, he finds himself preparing to share a clubhouse with major leaguers. At just 20 years old, Nimla has already climbed to High A with the Vancouver Canadians and earned a ranking of 68th overall on MLB Pipeline's prospect list. Scouts rave about his raw power, his composure beyond his years, and the way the ball jumps off his bat with a sound that makes coaches glance up mid-conversation. This spring training invitation is not about making the opening day roster. It is about exposure, experience, and belief. It is about letting a young player see what the standard looks like. Mark February 21st on your calendar. That is when the Blue Jays open their spring schedule against the Philadelphia Phillies at TD Ballpark in Dunedin. That could be the first time Jays fans see Nimmla under big league lights, even if only briefly. Bo Bichette's chapter has closed, but the next one has already begun to write itself, quietly, confidently, and with no shortage of promise. And just when emotions settle, baseball reminds you that the business side never sleeps, which brings us to the final story of the day, one that has sparked debate, frustration, and more than a little resignation. Kyle Tucker was the prize many fans dreamed about. The bat, the glove, the star power, all wrapped into one of the most complete outfielders in the game. The Blue Jays pursued him aggressively, as did the New York Mets, but in the end, Tucker chose the bright lights of Los Angeles. When he was introduced as a Dodger on January 21st, he did not sugarcoat his reasoning. He spoke about first-class organizations, about consistent contention, about the chance to chase a third consecutive World Series title. It is hard to argue with trophies, even when they hurt. Dodgers general manager Brandon Gomez confirmed that the club maintained contact with Tucker throughout the off-season and had unwavering ownership support to close the deal. The contract itself is staggering. 4 years, $240 million, an average annual value of $60 million, second only to Shohei Ohtani in Major League history. Opt-outs after years 2 and 3 give Tucker flexibility, but they also underline just how confident he is in his own value. Former Blue Jay Kevin Pillar offered a sobering perspective, pointing out that the Dodgers have a proven ability to elevate talent, to surround stars with stars, and to make winning feel inevitable. Love them or loathe them, Los Angeles has become baseball's gravitational pull. Every team had the chance to bid. This time, Toronto chose restraint, or perhaps realism. So where does that leave the Blue Jays? Still powerful. Still deep. Still dangerous. Missing out on Tucker stings, but avoiding a $60 million annual commitment may preserve flexibility that pays dividends later. Championships are not won in January press conferences. They are earned through balance, health, and timing. And that brings us full circle. A $10,000 fireballer with a legendary bloodline. A top prospect stepping into the light just as a franchise icon departs. And a superstar choosing a superteam while Toronto charts its own path forward. These are not isolated stories. They are threads in the same tapestry, weaving the present to the future. Now I want to hear from you. Which update excites you the most? Do you think Arjun Nimmala can turn heads this spring? Are you disappointed the Blue Jays missed out on Kyle Tucker, or relieved they did not commit $60 million a year? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because I read every single one. If you enjoyed this breakdown, smash that like button, share the video with a fellow Jays fan, and make sure you are subscribed to the Blue Jays Report so you never miss a moment. Thank you for tuning in, take care of yourselves, and as always, let's go Blue Jays.